This is the VivoBarefoot Primus Lite 3, and I've owned this exact shoe and versions of it over the course of the past 4 years. And today, I'm going to tell you why buying it will be one of the worst financial decisions that you can make. Welcome to Good Time Hunting. This is the Primus Lite 3. So, what makes these shoes, or any shoe, barefoot? The first real giveaway is this, the flexibility of the shoe itself, as well as a flat, zero drop sole and a really nice and wide toe box, meaning that you can feel every single part of your environment, every stone, every rock, every twig, which I find makes me much more present in movement. And as a fairly big guy at 6'1" and 105-ish kilograms or 230 freedom units, that is only ever going to be a good thing. Because normal shoes encourage a longer stride, which means as you're running, you're going to be striking the heel on the ground. In principle, that cushion stops the shock traveling up your knees, hips, and into your back. But in practice, when we get up to speed, a little bit of that squidgy stuff just isn't going to cut it, especially when we remember the fact that we buy shoes off of our foot size, not our height and our weight. Small feet on a big frame has the same cushioning as big feet on a small frame, and that just doesn't make any sense, which is why that, coupled with a narrower toe box, is why we see so many shoe-shaped feet and why we see so much plantar fasciitis, ankle sprains, bunions, hammer toes, knee pain, back pain, all of which should be avoidable. With something like these, we've got all of the perks of being barefoot without the worry of being impaled by a rogue nail or a hip replacement by the age of 40. So what do Vivo have to say about these shoes? Well, on their website they say, train hard while treading lightly on the planet. The Primus Lite 3 is our hero trainer, and its minimalist design lets your feet move in the most natural way possible, building strength for every run, walk and workout. So if we get rid of all the fluffy filler words that they're using, our testing parameters are running, walking and working out. And the tech specs that they're provided on the website are an active 4mm sole, and just for reference, Air Force Ones are 1/2 inch or 12.7mm excluding the insole for the most sensory underfoot experience, providing ultimate grip and durability on hard surfaces in urban environments. So really we're looking at running, walking, working out with a sensory underfoot experience, plenty of grip, plenty of durability in an urban environment, so somewhere like a city. To handle all of that, they've outfitted the Primus Lite 3 upper from an eco air mesh, which they've produced from recycled bottles, which I think is pretty cool. And I personally found it to be very breathable and flexible, so you could definitely walk in these without socks, without a thorn in your foot. Worth noting, these are definitely not water repellent in any way, shape or form, so I personally would not consider wearing these for hiking, although they do also come in an all-weather version, where the air mesh has been swapped out for a water-resistant, sealed upper. I've used these extensively in England, and I found these dry out really quickly, and I personally take the breathability of the base model lights over the clamminess of the all-weather versions. Both of these versions come with a profile puncture-resistant sole. They've also got extra lamination around the toe just to stop you smacking your toe on stuff. Neither of those things have ever let me down. They also have something called an Ortholite Performance insole, and I've found this model to run very, very true to size. But also what's quite nice is, you know, these aren't cheap shoes. This model is also eligible for what they call their Revivo initiative, which is where you can send in your old shoes to be refurbished for a fairly small cost, all things considered, as opposed to chucking them out, which I think is pretty cool, but that is also only available in the UK at the minute. So why did I say at the start of this video that buying these would be the worst decision that you've ever made? Because, I really do mean this, for the first time in history, a company has applied a zero bullshit approach to their marketing. I do not think that if you bought these shoes, you would ever wear a normal pair of shoes again. Let me explain. These were the first pair of barefoot shoes that I ever owned. Not the model. These are the exact shoes that I have been wearing for the past 4 years. I walk, I run, I work out, I climb, I swim in salt water, I scrape them, I drag them, I slide them. I do absolutely anything and everything. All at 105 kilograms, which is probably the very, very top end of what the designers were expecting. These shoes have had a miserable abused existence, and I physically cannot comprehend how they have not completely disintegrated at all, or at the very least failed somewhere so that I can show you. They are literally like the Toyota Hilux of shoes. The only damage is here on the laces, where the plastic tab has come off on the very end, but only on one of the shoes, not even on both of them. Aside from that, the only other thing that gives away the age of these is the sole, where there's a little bit of extra wear on the pad where I land as I'm running, but I'll explain some more on that in a moment. But that's literally it, which in my opinion is completely insane. And if you think that I'm blowing smoke, two things. One, I don't make any money off any of my videos. My channel's way too small, but if you would like to change that, you can subscribe. And if you do that before I hit 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna be automatically entered into the chance to win a brand new pair of VivoBarefoots paid for by me, yours truly. And two, this is a limited edition pair that they did about a year ago with a brand called Finisterre. And the sole on these looks brand new. 100 kilograms thumping around, and you can't even tell, which is like witchcraft. So if you buy these or these, it will be the worst decision that you make because you're going to be completely hooked. They're awesome shoes. The durability is ridiculous. You can see from the wear pattern on these shoes that the soles are so thin you can actually dig your toe into the ground, which you should be able to see just here when you're walking, which if you suffer from flat feet or plantar fasciitis, pain under the heel of the foot, that's going to be an absolute game changer for you. Then if you want to make the soles even thinner, I've already done it on these ones, you can actually take out the insole of the shoe to really make them super thin, massive amount of sensory feedback. So yeah, you can whip that out really easily. There are, of course, some drawbacks. If this is your first pair of barefoot shoes and you're coming over from a lifetime of wearing cushion shoes from companies like Adidas or Nike, then these are quite aggressive. They are very flexible, very thin, not a lot of support. So there's definitely some things that I'd recommend so that you can ease yourself into it. First one, obviously take it really easy at the start. If you're used to cushioning and then we completely strip it all away, especially if you live in an urban environment, it's going to take your body time to adapt to it. So really recommend just starting off with just wearing them, maybe for one walk in the morning or at least every other day. I guarantee that you'll thank me for that one. Two is toe spacers, just like these, or just straightforward toe socks are really useful bits of kit. Normal socks have got elastic in them, which pulls your feet in together. So doing something about it now is definitely going to speed up your transition time in the long run. And tip number three is even if you do 1 and 2, your calf and your Achilles are probably going to get super tight. So make sure that you are doing plenty of calf stretching. You want to be in a movement like this for at least 5 minutes every single day. Or if you have a massage ball or a massage gun, you can use that to manipulate those muscles. It's going to make a huge difference. I promise that you're not going to regret doing something like this. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel with post notifications on. And if you're worried that these shoes might be a little bit too aggressive for your first pair, check out the video that I did on the Primus Trail FG down here. Or if you need something a little bit sturdier for hiking or even for work, check out my review of the Tracker Forest up here. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you again soon.